today we're going to be making some potato wedges with homemade salsa. So before we do anything, we're going to preheat our oven to 200 degrees and pop a tray in there to start heating up. I'm going to be leaving the skin on my wedges, so what I have already done is given them a good wash under the tap. So what we need to do first is chop our potato in half. Now with that half a potato we can start making our wedges. Sometimes the easiest thing to do is to chop that in half once again. And now you can start to make your wedge shape. If you go in at a slight angle, you can see you get these wedges where it's slightly thicker one side and slightly finer the other. You don't want these potato wedges to be too thick, maybe about 1 centimetre thick, because otherwise they're going to take a long time in the oven. And once those are chopped, I'm just going to pop them into a bowl. Those are my potatoes, all chopped up nicely into the bowl. So I'm going to get some olive oil and I'm going to drizzle some, enough to just coat all of them in that bowl. I've got some seasoning here. This one's garlic and herb. So after reading the instructions, it does say this one is to coat roughly 4 large potatoes. But I've only used 2, so I'm going to just pour on roughly half of the packet. What you can do is either use your hands or a spoon just to toss all of those potato wedges. Okay, how quick and easy was that? So what we're going to do now is bring our heated tray out of the oven with our oven gloves, and we can pour those straight into that tray. Spread those out evenly, and they can go straight back into the oven. Okay, those are going to take about 45 minutes to cook, which gives us a perfect amount of time to be able to make our salsa. Okay, so we're going to be making our salsa now. The first thing we're going to need is just 1 clove of garlic. Okay, and we're going to peel that, which means chopping the bottom off and taking the skin from all around off. Pop that to the side just while we also chop our onion. So I've got 1 white onion here, and I just need half of this, so you can chop that straight in half. Okay, so I'm going to take the top and the bottom off of that, and also the skin. So this is going to be finely chopped when we put it in our food processor. So we're just going to chop that roughly so it's easy for it to churn up in there. Okay, so I've got my food processor. My one, the top comes off, which you fill up. Yours might be slightly different. But I'm going to put the onion and the garlic in there. Now I'm also going to add half of chilli. So this is entirely up to you. If you don't like hot salsa, you don't have to put anything in at all. You could put in more if you like it really hot, or if you like it just sort of mild, then you can just put in a little bit. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to chop it and take any of the middle out. If you are using chilli, just make sure that once you've chopped that, you don't touch your eyes, because that will really hurt. Okay, what we're going to do is pop the lid on there. And we're going to mix that up just so they're chopped nice and fine. open that back up. And the next thing I'm going to add is 1 tin of chopped tomatoes. I'm going to put in a small amount of coriander. And I'm also going to put in a squeeze of lime. So I'm just going to roll that lime so it's easy to get the juice out. I'm going to squeeze in that juice, being careful not to get any seeds in there. I'm also just going to add a tiny bit of salt. I need to pop my lid back on. Okay, and I'm going to mix that again just until it's almost smooth. Have a little look. Just going to pour it into a little dish there. There we go. That's looking nice. I'll be able to pop that aside, ready for when the wedges are done. Okay. Once those wedges have had their 45 minutes, I'll pop back and show you what they look like. Right, so it's been 45 minutes, so I'm just going to have a look in my oven and see how well they have all crisped up. They are looking great, nice and golden, so I can pop those straight on my plate. There we are, so you have your homemade crispy wedges with salsa.